A cryptocurrency with low fees, with very high speed, and if you get in early, this crypto can change your life. Now, I don't want to insert my own personal opinion on what crypto is going to be. Cardano. I want to use actual numbers to verify and back up this claim. And the best way to do that is going to be by using DeFi Llama. This is the top site when it comes to a lot of metrics for crypto. And we're going to be looking not just at total value locked, we're also going to be looking at volume. We're also going to be looking at revenue. And these numbers are all painting the same picture for who that winner is going to be. And that winner, to me, is clearly Base. Base is actually the top coin that has came out post Solana when you're looking at this list. Tron, BSC, of course, Bitcoin all came out before Solana. Base came out after Solana. So TVL, Base is clearly, one of the hotter new coins around. When we go to stables, I'm clicking the stables button, you can see Base is still up here, in the top 10. And when we go by volume, 24-hour volume, Base is a top 5 coin. So it's a newer coin hanging out with the older big dogs. So you're saying to yourself, all this sounds great, DZ. I want this Base token. Is there a Base token? No, there is no actual Base token. But what about in the future? Is there going to be a token? So Base actually just posted this in the last 24 hours. New bio, built on Ethereum, built on Superchain. And when you look at their bio, there's something else at the end of the bio that they didn't mention. We have no plans to issue a new network token. So it doesn't look like you're ever going to be able to get this Base token anytime soon, especially this cycle. But we have a post here that tells you how to get exposure to the hottest chain, to the next Solana. So we have no plans to issue the new token. ETH is the gas token. OP is the governance token. Arrow is the ecosystem token. So Arrow is probably going to be the best way to get exposure in the Base ecosystem. But let's look at ETH. Let's look at OP here. Now, ETH, you're not going to be catching the next Solana buying ETH at these prices. It's clearly way up there in the market cap. It's knocking on the door of $400 billion. So buying ETH isn't going to change your life. All right, now we have the governance token. That is going to be OP. OP has a $2.4 billion market cap. But when you look at fully diluted value, because it's only about a third of the tokens released, $7.6 billion. And we're also going to look at the charts real quick, but I wanted to look at Aerodrome stats before we do that. Fully diluted, Aerodrome only 1.8, so a lot less than 7, and more than half the tokens have been released. So we go from a third of the tokens with the 7 billion diluted market cap to half the tokens released to under 2 billion. Now, when we go to OP, I do see a little bit of a trend line forming. These are the daily charts here. You can see, we had a really nice high knocking on the door of $5. But then after Bitcoin peaked in March, it just went to the downside. And then we started to see a little bit more bullishness in Bitcoin, and OP hasn't reclaimed its old previous highs. But I see a little trend line form, and this started all the way back in August. So we're going on about 6 months here, and it looks like it's kind of following along these lines. And right now we are testing this line. We haven't closed the candle below it, but you see we did wick below it. And if we can close this candle above, start to bounce and use this as support, I'm pretty bullish in the long run for OP. Let's talk about one more metric I want to look at. That is going to be the Fibonacci extension. We're going to see here OP heavily respecting the Fibonacci levels here. So you can see it clearly respected the 236 level, started bouncing around there, peeled back, wasn't able to reclaim into the 0.5. We scroll up. All right, that's going to be the first point. So a lot of sell pressure around this area. That's going to be around $5. If we can break out of this into price discovery, the next level for OP is going to be around 722. You can see it at the top of the screen there. But the first level we got to clear first. We got to bounce off this. We got to clear this range here, and then we got to get past $2.53. So these are some of the important levels to look at for OP. Aerodrome. Scary stuff I'm seeing in the charts here. We have a potential head and shoulders forming, not quite, likely to play out in my opinion here. The way it moves to the downside is you would measure the head and then move that to the neckline. That gives you your low end target. It's going to be 23 cents. I don't think Aerodrome is going to 23 cents anytime soon. That's going to be a little bit low for me. If anything, I think it's going to use this area as support. Let's go back to DeFi Llama. I want to talk about Arrow and why this is the best play on Base. Now, when we go to DeFi Llama and look at TVL, this is all TVL, but not by chains. This is overview. So earlier we're looking at chains, now we're looking at everything. We're looking at projects, we're looking at wallets, we're looking at chains, we're looking at everything. And we're not going to measure this list by TVL. We're measuring this list in fees. This is the money that they're pulling in, and Aerodrome is a top 10 protocol, making more money, making more revenue than the BonkBot, making more than Uniswap, making more than Maker, and making more than the chain that it's on. And this is very, very major news. So if we look right here, top protocols in the base ecosystem ranked by revenue, Aerodrome makes more than the chain that it's on top of, making more than Kyber, making more than Uniswap, making more than everybody. Great revenue and great prospects when you're looking at Aerodrome Finance. Now you might be asking yourself, all right, DZ, if this coin's so great, how come the whole world isn't buying it? Well, we did try to tell you about this one early, and the smart money is buying this token. We have investment firms starting to scoop this up. Pantera Capital, we did a video on them a few days ago. Very smart investors in crypto. And not only that, Coinbase Ventures, they run the base ecosystem and they're investing in their own toolkit on their own ecosystem. And we have US representatives, the insiders. Congress is also buying the Aero token. So this is the token the insiders buying up. The exchanges are buying up. The smart money is buying up. It's making all the money. It's making more money than base. So do not sleep on Aerodrome Finance. I do think base has probably the best shot of competing with Solana on a lot of these metrics here. We're already starting to see it for a new token. So Aerodrome is going to be that hot token. Do not sleep on Aerodrome. $1.26, $1. It's going to start feeling like FUD soon.